Hi everyone, this is Dori from the Victor Farmington Library. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a cute yarn bird. This is our teen craft of the week of July 6th. We do have some teen take and make craft kits available at the library starting Monday, July 6th. If you'd like a kit, please call the library and request one and we'll arrange for you to pick it up. And this is the little bird that I made several weeks ago when I was trying it out. They're really fun to make and really easy. This one, just so you know, has gotten a little bent out of shape because we had a kitten in the house who batted it around a bit. But today I'm going to show you how to make that. Okay, to make the yarn bird, some of the things you're going to need are 4 different colors of yarn. This is a good craft to do if you happen to have some leftover yarn scraps laying around. You'll also need a little cardstock, 3 small pieces, 1 cut to about 12 centimeters long and 2 cut to 9 centimeters long. These pieces you're going to use to wrap the yarn around. Another piece of orange cardstock that you'll use to make the beak. Some craft wire, which will be for the feet, and a couple of beads for the eyes. Okay, in addition, you will also just need some glue. Just any all-purpose school glue or craft glue will work. And this will be for gluing on the eyes and beak. And then you'll also just need a piece of scrap paper that will just be used as the body of the bird inside the yarn. You can also just reuse the list of contents that came in the kit if you want. First thing you want to do is decide what colors you're going to use for the different parts of the bird. The yarn that you wrap around the 12 centimeter cardstock is going to be the back and top of the head of the bird. The yarn that you wrap around one of the 9 centimeter pieces will be the bird's front or chest area. And the other 2 colors we'll put together to make the wings. Let's start with the back. I've decided I'm going to do black yarn for the back and top of the head. So all you're going to do is just wrap the yarn around the cardstock. And just keep wrapping it until it ends up about a centimeter thick on the side. So that's probably about a centimeter thick, maybe even more. All right. And now once you've wrapped the yarn around, you're just going to cut one end. And that's going to give you a bunch of yarn that's about twice as long as the cardstock. We're still going to call that like the 12 centimeter long, even though it's actually 24 centimeters. That's the back. And now I'm going to go and wrap the other ones. Okay, and this lighter colored yarn is going to be the front of the bird. And again, wrap it until it's about a centimeter thick. And then again, just cut one end. And you have another bunch of yarn. Put that next to the black. And now I'm going to do the wings. So you can decide, you could make the wing one color, or it looks kind of pretty if you mix 2 colors together for the wings. I'm going to use both the blue and the yellow to make the wings. Just got to get the end here. And so I'm just going to put those 2 pieces of yarn together, and just like I did before, wrap these around the cardstock. Just go until it's like, again, about a centimeter thick. Cut just like we did with the other two bunches, cut one end. Okay, now we have 3 bunches of yarn, and now we're going to go ahead and start to put together the bird. Okay, I'm going to take my dark colored yarn, which again is going to be the back or upper part of the bird, and just lay it out in front of me. Then the yarn that I'm using for the lower part or front of the bird, I'm just going to lay it across so it's forming like a cross, and then fold the yarn over. Now we want to take a small piece of yarn, hopefully you have some left over, or you can just take a piece from this, and we're going to tie it right around here. Tie it tightly. So I'm just going to take that piece of black yarn and knot it so it's secure. All right, so now you should have a piece that looks like this. Next, what we're going to do is fold the lighter yarn, or the yarn that's going to be the lower or front part of the bird, fold that over. And then I'm just going to take another piece, small piece of yarn, and this we're going to tie right like that. That's my dog Harry. I think he wants a treat. Alrighty, so now you should have your 2 pieces of yarn that are kind of perpendicular to each other. And now we are going to add the wings. Now I find it easier before we attach the wings just to trim up the ends of the yarn to make sure they're even on both ends. It'll make it easier to wrap the yarn in the next step. There we go. So now we're gonna attach the wings. Take the yarn that you're gonna use for the wings, lay it down straight, put the 2 pieces that you joined together, lay it over the wing yarn, and you're gonna want the yarn that's gonna be the back top of the bird on top. Now you're gonna need a piece of paper. You just need a small piece of paper about the size of the instruction contents list that was in the Make and Take kit. You can use that, just recycle it, crumple it up, use the label on the front of the bag, just use a piece of the paper bag, any little piece of paper you have. Just crumple it up into a little ball. That's gonna be the body of the bird. So now you're gonna pick up the whole pile of yarn, keeping all the yarn together, put that paper ball underneath the wing yarn, and then you're gonna fold all the yarn around that paper ball. There. And now we just want to tie the yarn at the bottom. You can use any color yarn, so I'm just going to take another piece of this white and wrap it around. And you want to make sure you get all the little ends in, which is why I trimmed them before, because if they're all the same length, it's easier to make sure you get them all tucked in when you tie. I just want to make sure that the front yarn, that's underneath the tie. Tie it tight. And knot it. There we go. This is going to be the basic body of the bird. And now we want to trim the bottom so that all the yarn is the same length. Go. That's going to be our basic bird shape. Now all we need to do is create the beak, put on the eyes, and the feet. Okay, first I'm going to start with making the feet. To make the feet, you're just going to take your craft wire and bend it into little birdie feet. So take one of the pieces. This actually is what I found to be the hardest part of the bird, is getting the feet just right. So it might take a little trial and error. Birds have 4 toes, I believe, 3 pointing forward and 1 pointing back. And for the leg, I'm just going to twist the wire. There I have a bird foot. Now I'm just going to do the other one. So now I have 2 little bird legs that I bent. And all I'm going to do is just stick them into the bottom of the bird. And I found you might have to do a little trial and error to get them just in the right place so that they can stand up. Can you hear that snoring sound? That's my dog Lucy. She's a pug and she snores a lot. There's the little feet on my bird. Hi, Lucy. Right, now that we made the feet, we're going to make the beak and the eyes. You will need a little glue for each of those. To make the beak, take your orange cardstock. I just cut a little square out of the cardstock and then just roll it into a little cone shape. So just put a little bit of glue. To glue together the beak into the cone shape. I'm just going to hold it there for a minute. Until it sticks. I'm just going to put some glue, tiny bit of glue just along the edge of the beak. And you're going to glue it on right where the light and dark colors of the yarn come together. Just hold it there for a minute. There's the little beak. Now we're just going to put on the eyes. The directions that I printed out with the kits suggest to sew on the beads for the eyes. I actually found it easier to just glue them on, so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do one eye on each side of the bird's head. So a little dot of glue. And glue on the bead. And there he is. There's our cute little yarn bird. Tweet, tweet. Hope you had fun with this craft. I'd love to see what you made. So if you made one of these yarn birds, please take a picture and send it to me by email. Thanks everyone for watching. Check in next week for our next teen craft of the week.